So here we are looking at some of my Masterpiece Autobots, some of my earlier collection, and after carefully thinking, debating for months whether or not I should keep these, I finally decided I am going to give these away and let these go. So I wanted to do this video to do just a quick review of what I'm letting go of. So let's start here with the Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. So here we are looking at the first release of the official Takatomi Sideswipe, and this is actually a really nice figure. They remade this to look somewhat cartoon accurate, you know, like those red ankles are kind of like black, which not really much of a difference, but it's made to look more like the cartoon. So I'm keeping that one and letting this one go. This is really a nice figure when you actually transform it. Then we have Sideswipe's brother, Sunstreaker. This is the third party Sunstreaker. This is by Bad Cube. And at the time when this came out, this was in competition with that other company. I don't remember who it was, but I'm glad I made the choice with Bad Cube, because the other company's version of this, everyone knows, was completely a disaster, broke apart and everything. But that's not to say Bad Cube doesn't have its issues. Fortunately, this one, you know, doesn't seem to have any issues, but you know, over time, I'm not sure. And then this one also came with Chip Chase, character in the G1 cartoon, so that's what makes this really cool. And there's an accessory in the car mode for that scene in that episode where he shoots a gun out of the car. But anyways, moving on, we have a Transform and Roll Out Jazz. So there's the Make Toys Jazz, which, you know, I have, looks okay. And then Fans Toys just released this year, January 2022, that they are making their version of the Masterpiece Jazz. And the reason why I'm letting this go again is because my preference for Masterpiece collection, I want them to look more like the cartoon. This one, most of these, they're all based off of the original toy design. And this one actually looks really pretty good. However, there's definitely some design issues with the shoulder. Very difficult and frustrating to transform those shoulders. But overall, when you look at it, looks like a really good figure. Okay, then we have official Masterpiece Bumblebee, the first release. This is actually pretty good. Thing is, it's not quite cartoon accurate. And you know, such as like the black shoulders, black legs should be a dark gray, but at least this one has like blue tinted windows, as opposed to the second version of Bumblebee that was made. It's looks like the cartoon but has issues, like, you know, and the windows are not blue. But anyways, moving on, here's a third party figure of Spike and Daniel, which is really cool to have this in your collection. But I will point out that Spike here had an issue with that leg, so I had to kind of glue it so he's not able to bend his left leg up. But still, it goes really nice with this collection, especially with Chip Chase. Okay, then we have back here official Masterpiece Wheeljack. This is actually a really nice toy, but this is not quite cartoon accurate. It's based more off the toy and off of a more realistic design, which is not bad, it's just not my preference. So instead of having two, I decided to let these versions go. But just pointing out, this is really a great figure, along with Sideswipe, Bumblebee, Wheeljack. And now moving on to official Masterpiece Prowl. I really love this figure. This is another great figure, but also not quite cartoon accurate, such as those windows on the leg should be blue, headlights should be blue. You know, it's just not my preference, but it's really a great figure. And so is his brother Bluestreak, which again, not quite cartoon accurate, based more off the toy design and more realistic, but still, this is another really great figure that I'm letting go of. And then, yeah, I love putting these four together, or these three appeared together in the cartoon together. Hound, Mirage, Trailbreaker, where Hound was showing his powers to transform and make holograms, and Mirage was showing his ability to disappear. And then of course we have Cliffjumper that appeared in the episode with Hound and also appeared in that episode with Mirage. So let's go over this. This Mirage, when it came out, it was really exciting because it was a better Masterpiece version of Mirage, but not quite cartoon accurate. And this is by Mastermind Creation, so this is another company making pretty good toys, but you know, not quite. I mean, they're kind of doing their own design. Oh, one of their designers is my favorite Transformer artist, Makoto Ono. So maybe you want to go look him up. But that's Mirage. And then this is Make Toys Hound. This is really a nice solid figure, but not quite cartoon accurate, but really a solid figure. And I actually really like it. I just don't want to have multiple versions of Hound. I have the official release of Hound, which looks like the cartoon. And back there we have Trailbreaker, which is by Bad Cube. And Bad Cube, they were making figures to look more like the toy. This still is really a nice looking figure, was really great when it first came out. Unfortunately, this one broke, and I see a lot of other people's have broke because the plastic that they use kind of got hard and brittle, and just a little drop or kind of broke parts off. So right now I made it so it's holding together for a nice display with these other characters. And let's see, let's go over Cliffjumper. I really had to pick and choose here because I have multiple versions of Cliffjumper. By MMC, this one's by X-Transbots. Takata is making an official Cliffjumper, and Fans Toys is making an official Cliffjumper. So the reason why I decided to let this go is because he looks a little bit thick and chunky, and the other ones look a little too thin and scrawny, but had to pick and choose. This one's still okay, not cartoon accurate, especially when you transform it into vehicle mode. Looks more like a Porsche, which is what he originally is, than what he looks like in the cartoon. And let's go over Huffer. This one is by Cubix, a company eventually became Bad Cube, who made the Trailbreaker, the Sunstreaker, and that Hoist that I'm going to go over. But Cubix made Huffer. This was actually pretty cool when it first came out. You know, very anticipated, masterpiece scale, looked really good, but there was a lot of issues with it. I don't really know what they all were, other than the paint was not really very good. But still, this, you know, looks pretty cool. Not quite, I mean, it looks kind of cartoon accurate, but I just recently got Fans Toys, and so I can let that go. Let's see, let's go over Masterpiece Smokescreen. This is an official release. This is another really great figure by Takata, but not quite cartoon accurate, which is my preference. But still, this is really a great figure. Really fun to transform. And he obviously fits in with his other two brothers. So, let's see, back there we got Perceptor and Sea Spray. That's a Toy World Sea Spray. Not quite cartoon accurate, and there were definitely other versions of Sea Spray that came out that looks better. And I have the Fans Toys, so can let that go. And then this is Fans Toys' first release of Perceptor, which is pretty good, except a lot of the issues with this was the head doesn't look quite cartoon accurate. And Fans Toys has remade this, a 2.0 version. Looks definitely much better. I do have that pre-ordered. Hopefully I will be getting that maybe next month. But I did get the X-Transbots version of Perceptor, and it looks good, and it broke. So that's more strikes against X-Transbots. Their engineering design is really bad, and so it's prone to breakage. But that's Perceptor. I'm letting him go. And then we got Red Alert and Inferno. So this is the official first release of Red Alert. It's really a nice figure but not quite cartoon accurate. Example, he does not have red thighs, and this one's based more off the original toy design. So this is still a really nice figure. Back there, we have Inferno made by Make Toys, which is, again, a really good third-party company. It's really a great toy. Looks like based off the toy design, really solid, heavy figure. They also made the Hound and the Grapple, but Takata made the official one, and it actually looks more like the cartoon, so it was tough making a decision to let this go, but you know, I just want to have one set. Then we have the Make Toys Grapple. This is also another great figure, basically the same. And when this came out, this was an exclusive. Had to pay more for this one, but Takata made an official. Looks more like the cartoon, so time to let that one go. And then we have Hoist. This looks really pretty good, but this is by Bad Cube, and you know, I think it's just a matter of time before the plastic starts to become more brittle. But for now, it's somewhat holding up. It kind of has loose joints, not quite cartoon accurate, like the top of those feet should be white, but still looks really good, especially with his buddy Grapple. And this is my extra set that I have when I was first collecting the Masterpiece. And now it is time to say goodbye to these and let these go. So I know this was a long video, 17 minutes, but hopefully this is somewhat informative.